Welcome. Today we'll take a look at member level analysis in Lattix. It's a feature that gives Lattix tremendous scalability. What are members? Members are program elements that you don't see right away in Lattix. So let's take a look at this project. This is a C and C++ project. I've selected $root, which tells me that I have 310 files, 193 header files, 117 source files. But those files then in turn contain methods and variables and classes and structures and namespaces and so on. Those are member level atoms. If this was a Java project, you would see Java classes, and Java classes then in turn would contain methods and members. If it was a database, for instance, then you would see schemas, tables, which in turn, tables in turn then contain columns. Again, those would be members. So let's take a look at, so by default, Lattix shows you, when you load it, it's not showing you the members. So the elements that are inside the files. So let's take a look at that dependency. That's a dependency from HAL to driver. And if we go to usage, we see that those dependencies we see that HAL depends on drivers on those three files. And if we were to expand that, we'll see that there is a method call here. There is a include, a method call, a type reference, and finally there is a type reference and access to a global variable. But we don't see the name of that method. We don't see the name of that global variable. Now if I were to right click and do a member level expansion, so I say expand members, notice that I have expanded my members, and now I can see that actually those are two methods that have a dependency on it, and so you can see that's the invoke dependency on two methods inside the file. Similarly, inside the header, we can see that that's the class or the structure on which there is a dependency, and finally here it is, there are two classes on which there was a dependency before. So member level allows us to dig into the details of the project when we need to. If we were to look in here, we would now begin to see that when we expand things, so let me expand this one, and as we expand further in here, if we were to keep going further down, you would see that now we are looking inside a file, and inside that file we can see there is a structure, and inside the structure there are methods and global data members of that structure. In fact, if we wanted to, let's take a look at util and say we could do an expand members for expanding all the members of everything inside that directory. And if we were to go in here, you can see that now we have expanded members for all the files. If you're done with it, if you don't want to see members, you can always go and you can collapse members at any level. I could just collapse it. By the same token, if you wanted to expand it, you could expand members for everybody. And now the entire project is member level expanded. And what's the benefit of this? The benefit of this is the tremendous memory saving that you get and the tremendous performance improvements that become possible. We started out with 300 files, so there were 300 elements roughly. Now we have 6,000 elements at this point when everything is member expanded. Now imagine that you wanted to load your project with 10,000 files or even 50,000 files or 50,000 classes. Well, Lattix can easily load all that because it keeps all of the member level information in an atom database which is internal to it. So all of the information is aggregated up, but anytime you want to dig in, you can dig in. If you wanted to expand the entire project because your project was small, you can do it. So there is no price that you pay for such an important feature. And that's why you get such tremendous scalability along with the performance that you need from Lattix.